Alright, so here we are again. We're doing another video on creepy chain letters, scary chain letters, whatever you want to call them. I seem to be doing these once every single year, as it turns out. I don't know why, it just kind of happened, but you know what? I'm gonna keep it tradition. So, at least once a year, you'll get a chain letters kind of video. Because, I'm okay with testing my mortality when it comes to these kind of things, because I don't think they work. But if they do, please don't read these out loud. You might die. But if I die, it's fine. Anyway, let's get on to it. So all these scary chain letters come courtesy of scaryforkids.com because, that's where I get most of my information, but don't tell anyone, okay? Don't expose me. Anyway, these ones are on these first two we're gonna read are under the subsection Death Chain, and this first one is called Alice and Sabrina. Once, there were two friends named Alice and Sabrina that fought over a guy, and Sabrina walked out and left. Alice left feeling bad and went to her basement, grabbed a rope, and hung herself at the park. Sabrina was awakened by a doorbell. However, when she went to the door to get it, no one was there, but she was surprised to see a hole through her friend Alice and Sabrina's lip, slit so much that you could see the molders in the back of her head, and that she had stitches on her neck, and white, soulless eyes. Then she walked to Sabrina and said, "He should have been mine. I shouldn't have felt bad, you're nothing but a prick." She pulled out a knife from the back of her pocket. She slowly went for the kill, and before she raised her arm in the air with a knife in hand, "Now, you shall see what hell is like." While she cut her lips all the way to the back of her head, "It has no smiles," she said as drawing a smile on Sabrina's face. "And you also don't need your whole head," she said smiling, and grabbed a firearm from her other pocket, and shot her on the side of the head. Sabrina fell to the ground in pain. "Oh, you don't need a head, because everyone is crazing in hell," and then cut her head off and left the remaining body there. Alice awoke to her friend. "We can still be friends, as long as you help Satan." She smirked. Alice agreed, and now they kill other people one by one. If you don't repost this to 5 people, then you shall meet your death face to face with Sabrina and Alice. That was Alice and Sabrina. I must say that one was pretty poorly written. I had to keep re-recording, or, recording my audio a lot just because I kept messing up. It was just, I don't know, I'm so, confused. I'm so dumbfounded at how, badly written it actually was. But then again, what did I expect from a dumb chain letter from scaryforkids.com? No hate to scaryforkids.com, I actually use their website a lot. But, yeah, this one was really poorly written. But is it real? Probably not, but, how am I supposed to know unless I die? And if I die, then I die, I guess. As far as I know, I probably won't, because, it's a chain letter on a website meant for kids. But I'm not gonna repost this. On to the next one. The next chain letter we're going to be looking at is Amanda. The Amanda chain letter is about a girl who was murdered by her boyfriend in a fit of drunken rage. Amanda was a very pretty girl with long black hair and beautiful green eyes. One night, she was getting ready to go out and meet her boyfriend. She was doing her makeup and her hair and choosing her best clothes. She walked down to the corner where she was supposed to meet him, when suddenly, someone stumbled out of a pub, drunk and disheveled. Slowly backing away, she didn't realize who it was howling towards her, until he got right up close to her. When she saw the angry, pasty face of her boyfriend, she began to run. He ran after her, almost falling into the motionless road. The heel of her shoe snapped, and she tripped, breathless and tired. Before she could stand up again, he caught up with her. He dragged her into the field behind them, where he strangled her. Lying there dead in front of him, with matted hair and a pale face, her eyes stared up at him. Thinking quickly, he crept into the garden of the neighbors, who ran a butcher shop. He sneaked into the preparation room where all the knives were. He took the first knife he saw and spent half an hour cutting Amanda into pieces. He buried each piece separately around the field before passing out, either from shock or alcohol poisoning. Right now, Amanda's spirit is sat behind you. She's reading every word from this scary email, just as you are. But she's read it thousands of times. And if you want to stay safe, Amanda will help you. Even dead, she's a sweet and kind girl. But her boyfriend died drunk, angry and murderous. That is the way he has stayed. If you spread the story to as many people as you can, Amanda will keep him away. After all, you can only die once. However, if you just laugh it off and delete this, well, she'll just laugh off your murder. According to legend, one boy laughed this off, and this is what happened to him. He was going for a shower. His mom was in the room below. She heard the shower go off, and the noise of him getting out of the bath. Well, she thought it was him getting out of the bath, but when he didn't come downstairs, she shouted up and asked if he was okay. There was no reply. Worried, she ran up the stairs. The door was still locked. She chopped the door down with a butcher's knife, only to find her son hanging there in the shower, dead. He was dead, and Amanda was laughing. She was there beside him, laughing. Now, while this story may be one of the better chain letters out there, it's surprisingly well written and actually pretty intense. From what I've come to gather, that is. It's still just another chain letter, and odds are it's not gonna, kill me or anything. And just for the hell of it, and if this really is real, then I apologize to Amanda, but I'm gonna go ahead and laugh it off. I don't know how really I could, fake it, but I'ma try. Or maybe I should just put the Final Fantasy X laugh. I'll do that instead, so enjoy this for a while. So, from what I understand, this final chain letter we're going to read, named Saki, is one of the more popular ones. You often see this one being passed around on Facebook, Instagram, and even Twitter. So, it goes like this. The Saki chain letter tells the story of a deformed Japanese girl who took her own life because of bullying. They say that she is looking for revenge and kills anyone who does not share her story. Warning: if you do not want to share the link to this page, do not read it. This is a photo of a Japanese girl who was in junior high. At the age of 14, she committed suicide because she was bullied to it. Her name was Saki, and she was born with a severe deformity. She had only one large bulbous eye. She kept her face covered with her long black hair to hide her shame. From the time she started school, she had to endure bullying because of her appearance. Every day, the kids in her class made fun of her and called her horrible names. Not only did she suffer bullying in school, but she was also bullied by anonymous people on the internet. They left vile and disgusting comments on her social media pages. Some of them even told her to kill herself because she was too ugly to live. Finally, she couldn't take it anymore. One day, instead of going to school, she climbed to the top of an abandoned building and tied a rope around her neck. Then after she had scribbled a quick note, She jumped off the edge. The force of the fall yanked off her head, and it was tossed into the air. Her body was discovered lying on the ground in a pool of her own blood. Her head was never found. On the roof of the abandoned building, they found the suicide note she left behind. It simply read, "Thank you for all the pain." When Saki's mother heard the news about her daughter's death, she was devastated. But then, she found out the reason for her daughter's suicide, and she was outraged, and immediately went looking for those responsible. She wrote a message, and sent it. Here is the message the mother sent. "Are you the one that killed my precious Saki? Are you the hateful person who took my daughter's life? If you are, Saki will have her revenge on you. You will die just as she died. Send this to 10 people in the next 24 hours. If you do not, it means that you have a guilty conscience. And you are those vile people who bullied her. Saki will know. Saki will come. Saki will kill. The guilty must be punished." Within days, every student in the school had received this message. 10 of them were found dead under mysterious circumstances. Their heads had been torn off their bodies, and it was later found out that they were all students who were guilty of bullying Saki. None of them had forwarded the message. At first, the police suspected Saki's mother. They arrested her and took her down to the station for questioning. However, in the end, they had to release her because there was no evidence against her. There were numerous witnesses who had been with her at the time of the murders. As more and more people forwarded the message, it made its way around the internet. Here is the experience of one person who received it. One day, my friend and I received this message on our phones. My friend was scared by it, but I just found it amusing. He wanted to forward the message, but although he was reluctant, I convinced him not to send it. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a strange sound that woke me up. I saw a hideous young girl standing at my bedroom window. She was staring down at me with her one big eye. I immediately grabbed my phone and forwarded the message. The girl vanished before my eyes. I was so scared I couldn't go back to sleep. And the next day, I found out that my friend had died. He was murdered in his bed. I didn't believe it before, but now I do. If you don't want to be a victim, please, everyone, forward this message. According to the legend, you have to share the link to this page with your friends within the next 24 hours. If you don't, Saki will know, and Saki will find you. So let me start off by saying that this one was a really entertaining read. I know that's really odd to say of a chain letter, especially one with such subject matter like this, but it really sounds like a really good story, you know? Like something you would see in a maybe C-movie, horror movie, or something like that. But I think that this story serves really well as a cautionary tale of what could happen to someone that's being bullied. You know, it could lead them to commit suicide. And if you are thinking about committing suicide, by the way, I'm gonna put this number right here on the screen. Let me flash that up for a bit. Call it if you think you're having any troubles or just need someone to talk to. Anyhow, going back to what I said earlier, this does serve as a cautionary tale against bullying, but to a very extreme case. And yes, bullying is bad, but I don't necessarily think anyone deserves to die for it. Kids are, I would say, objectively stupid. I'm still in my early 20s, and I'm still objectively stupid. So, everyone has a lot to learn. Everyone still has time to grow and time to make amends. In which case, I think I'm gonna leave the video off there. You know, having a good, old-fashioned fairy tale lesson to learn. So, you know, leave a comment if you enjoyed any one of these stories, and if you're gonna forward them. I for sure am not, and if you don't see me uploading anytime soon, I'm either dead or dealing with school stuff. Honestly, I don't know which one's worse.